What's up, Kinks gang? Welcome back to my natural hair channel, Locks of Kinks. It's yours truly, Scotty, and we're gonna dive right into this goddess braid tutorial, okay? Oh, by the way, new background, who this, okay? Let me know if you guys like it, if you like the color or whatever. I'm just trying stuff out, something different other than a basic white wall. Now you got a basic pink wall. Yes? Yes. So for this style, you will need nail glue or Krazy glue, curly crochet hair of your choice. I would recommend at least 2 curl patterns. We're also going to need some gel and some type of jam or edge control. And of course, braiding hair. I thought this braiding hair was so cool. It's antibacterial and pre-stretched by Spetra Braid. If you're okay with this length, this will save you a ton of time. But if you're anything like me, extra, and want a little bit more length, here's a quick demonstration on how you would actually stretch the hair if you don't have pre-stretched braiding hair. If you want shorter braids, you will cut in the middle of the bundle of hair, but we know I want them long, so we're going to leave it as is and remove the tie from the middle of the bundle. Next, you're going to pinch off a section of hair. You will grab more or less depending upon how big or small you want your braids. We're going to grab the middle of that section and literally begin rubbing it back and forth between our fingers, gently detangling the ends. I do like to measure my pieces of hair from the back of my head to make sure it's as long as I want. If you have a thread rack, that would make things a lot more organized for you, but I'm not a professional braider. So as you can see, I neatly place the hair over a hanger or pretty much anywhere it will stay, the back of a kitchen chair, across the TV, anywhere. This step is completely optional, but I'm also going to prep my curly crochet hair as well. And I'm going to grab a piece of the crochet hair and split it into 2 pieces. Doing this will double your curly crochet hair, of course, but it will also give the ends of the braids a more natural look and it won't look so bulky. However, splitting the crochet hair can cause frizziness and we don't want that. So I'm taking some mousse, and I recommend the cheapest mousse you can find, and I'm going to squeeze it onto my hand and work it into the crochet hair. Do this for both pieces and you'll see that the hair magically regains its shape. Whew, okay, we're also going to need a swig of energy drink because Lord knows I need some energy from somewhere. Okay, boom. So here we go.
Day after day, seems like I push against the clouds.
So you can see I've already pre-parted my hair, which in the spirit of saving time, I would highly recommend this, especially if you are new to doing your own hair. Doing this will allow you to make neater parts and create the design you want and be able to see the final look without braids being in the way. I'm first going to moisturize my hair by adding water and leave-in conditioner. Now I'm going to apply my edge control or jam directly to my roots where my hair is parted. Next, I'm going to use a comb to clean up my parts, making this style look really neat. Now I'm going to grab a piece of braiding hair that we've pre-sectioned earlier. We're going to split the section into two and loop the two pieces around one another. This is going to serve as the two of the three pieces needed to create a braid, in which we're going to use our natural hair as the third piece needed for the braid. Now, to attach the braiding hair, we're going to make sure the two pieces of braiding hair are positioned around our natural hair and begin to braid. Try not to move your hands as much. Keep your hands as close as possible to your scalp and allow the braid to ultimately guide your hands down. If you move your hands too much, your grip could become loose and the braiding hair could slip out when you're first starting the braid. And of course, when braiding, if one of your pieces is starting to run thin, borrow hair from the other sections. Once I'm far enough down in the braid to secure it, I'm going to add some gel to my natural hair. This helps to blend my hair and the braiding hair and to minimize frizz. I'm also going to do the same when I get to the end of my natural hair, only this time I'm going to add a bit of edge control. Edge control just has that extra stick to make sure the ends stay tucked in the braid. Okay, now to put the goddess in these goddess braids. As you get a bit closer to the end of the braid, grab a piece of your curly crochet hair by the middle and add it in between your pointer finger and the thumb and continue braiding. I know that looked a bit weird, but I'll show you better. Continue watching. So of course we aren't going to braid to the very end because we want our ends to be curly. So once the braid starts to become pretty tiny towards the end, I'm going to take a piece of the braiding hair and tie a knot around the entire braid so that it will not unravel. Using my two fingers as an anchor, I'm going to take that piece and go around and just bring it right in between my two fingers there to make the knot. I'm now going to add a dab of Krazy glue to seal the braid. Lastly, I'm going to cut off the extra straight braiding hair I see, being careful not to cut off any other part of the braid. And don't worry, I'm going to repeat this entire process over again. First, moisturize. Next, apply edge control and clean up your part. Split braiding hair into two and loop around one another. Attach the braiding hair using our natural hair as the third piece to make the braid. Braid, being sure to stay close to the scalp. As you get about halfway down, attach your curly crochet hair. Tie. Glue. And cut. If after you cut you get this frayed ends, just add another dab of glue and mold between your fingers. Okay, lastly, to finish off the braid, be sure to cut any hair that may be sticking out from the braids. This helps to maintain frizziness. So now, same thing, just a different day, literally. And I'm continuing the same process. However, as I'm getting closer to the front of my head, I am doing things slightly different. I want my hair to stand out and have more of that curly goddess look. So you'll see I'm actually adding the crochet here as a part of the 2 pieces of braiding hair this time. And I'm going to attach the hair to my head as I had been before. Now I'm going to actually take a piece of that curly crochet here, separate it from the rest of the braid, and throw it out of the way, and continue braiding like normal. Now, because I'm getting closer towards my face, you'll notice that I'm not braiding as far down as I normally would in the back. That's because I don't want my braids to be all the same exact length, but instead I want the braids to shape to my face a bit. So the braids are a bit shorter in the front. So you see that by leaving that piece of curly hair out, it's giving more shape to this style than traditional box braids. Just adding a few of these sporadically, not too many. Leaving these few pieces out could actually make your hair look older, faster due to frizz. So now, hours later, we are finally done with adding our goddess braids. You may also notice that I've stopped cutting the straight braiding hair as well, although I've been randomly inserting a different curl pattern of crochet hair. As I got closer to the front, I figured instead of cutting out the straight ends, I would curl them instead. As mentioned earlier, the curly ends is what puts the goddess in these goddess braids. The more variation of curls you have, the better this style will look. However, again, this is just me being extra. This step is completely optional. I'm using a small flexi rod to wrap the straight ends around, but you can use whatever rollers you have. And I was rolling each one individually, but I'm so tired, so ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm just rounding up all the straight ends I have left and rolling them onto one flexi rod. Now I'm going to boil a pot of water, and you want to make sure the braiding hair you get is hot water set friendly and can handle the temperatures. And I'm going to be super careful not to dip my crochet hair, and I'm only going to dip the rollers in the water for a few seconds. Make sure you have a towel on hand to grab the roller as soon as you lift it from the hot water. You do not want to burn yourself. Now, just as I put them in, I'm going to take out the rollers, and no, you do not have to wait for the hair to dry. And y'all, look at that curl. So now, not only do I have 2 different curl patterns in my hair, but now 3. This actually came out a lot better than I thought. I was very skeptical of this color because I'm not the color type of girl. I love my natural dark hair, but this is so pretty. Okay, Kinks gang, we're almost done with completing this look. I'm just adding more mousse to the curly ends to minimize the frizz, and I'm using my good mousse this time. This Lotta Body Wrap Me Foaming Mousse is my favorite. It smells so good, works great, and is extremely inexpensive. Okay, and I cannot forget about my edges, y'all. And since y'all like it when I sleek down this forehead, here's a close-up. I just want to say thank you guys so much for rocking with me. I really appreciate you guys. Be sure to check out my similar styles to this goddess braid.